Manga-Waido.
My name is Koji Kinoshita. I love books since I was a child, and in my spare time I used to spend all my time reading books in my father's office. By the time I was in elementary school, I started coming up with my own stories and writing them in notebooks. People around me called me a nerd, but I didn't care about what they said since I was consumed in the world of literature. My dream was to become a novelist. When I entered junior high school, I joined the literature club and started taking my writing to publishers and applied for newcomer awards. It's certainly a difficult world. I was unsuccessful in winning any awards, but some good things came from my efforts. When I entered a liberal arts college, I met friends who also wanted to become novelists. Furthermore,
Koji, your novels are really interesting.
Thanks, I'm glad!
I become a fan. Will you let me continue reading?
Yeah, of course! Rio, the most beautiful girl in the same grade, called out to me. Rio and other friends encouraged me and sometimes gave me advice as I continued to write. My parents were also very understanding. We'll give you financial support for 3 years after graduation.
But you need to get a part-time job. You wouldn't want your body to turn dull.
They said this to me when I was wondering whether I should get a job or continue pursuing my dream of becoming a novelist. My father also dreamt of becoming a writer when he was young. Blood is blood, I guess.
If your father says so, go for it. I want to marry my future novelist.
Yeah, I'll do my best to live up to everyone's expectations. I was dating Rio at the time and was also encouraged by her words. I chose to continue writing novels instead of getting a job. I continued to work part-time in a convenience store and spent the rest of my time in front of the computer. But another prize for effort. Why can't I win the grand prize? After 2 years, I still hadn't made my debut. I was feeling discouraged, and my parents suggested I go outside for a change. It's true that I've been cooped up in my room lately. I did as suggested and took a walk around town. But when I arrived in front of the station, I witnessed Rio walking arm in arm with another man. You're joking! Who the hell is that guy, Rio?
Oh, Koji, I'm sorry. I actually decided to go out with him.
Going out? So that means...
I'm sorry, but we have to break up. I had high hopes that you would become a famous novelist, but you're not even close. I can't wait any longer.
What? You can't just do that all of a sudden!
He is an inspiring model. He's even been in magazines. I can't date a bottom feeder like you any longer. Break up with me if you want me to be happy. Bye!
What? Hey! I couldn't say anything more and watched dumbfounded as Rio pulled the man's arm and walked away. She's right. I'm just a part-time worker who dreams of becoming a novelist. All my classmates around me were working hard in companies. I bet that guy gets paid as a model too. Compared to that, I'm just... My parents were worried about me when I came home with my shoulders slumped. But I couldn't bring myself to tell them what was going on, so I just shut myself away in my room. I was depressed for about a month after that. But my parents and friends started encouraging me, and I gradually regained my will. Can't go on like this! Around that time, an editor who had been helping me with my work approached me. Why don't you enter this contest with what you're writing right now? And gave me an offer. He approached you! You should give it a try!
Yes, I'm sure your efforts will be rewarded. Go for it.
Rio left me, but my parents were still supporting me. I can't let them down! I wrote frantically. And then, a year and a half later, I was at Rio's wedding. Rio decided to marry the model she had been dating, and she had the audacity to send me an invitation. I immediately told her I wouldn't be going. However...
All my college friends are coming. It wouldn't feel right if you were the only one who didn't show up. So make sure you come.
She was persistent, so I had no choice but to attend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made a poor convenience store worker prepare a congratulatory gift. If you want, I'll pay you back now.
It was at that moment when Rio came toward me with a smirk on her face during the candlelight service.
Rio, what are you talking about?
Koji won the National Book Award! Don't you know? His books are selling really well and he's quite rich!
Rio, you dumped Koji, right? Ugh, what a shame. What?
My classmates who knew about my experience with Rio interrupted her. After Rio dumped me, I continued to write and I won the National Book Award for New Writers last year. You can read it if you want. You can find it in bookstores.
No way!
Rio's face turned pale. It felt good to see her face her own karma, and the karaoke I went to with my friends after the ceremony was great. But that wasn't the end of the story. After the ceremony, Rio started pestering me to get back with her.
Please, let's get back together.
What are you talking about? You have a model husband, don't you?
He's just a magazine model and he's poor. You're much more attractive than he is now. Please, get back with me.
That's cheating. Just stop. It's annoying. Rio came to my house every day to ambush me, and my parents were fed up with it. It was when I was just about to call the police. You're the one who's having an affair with my Rio! The moment I left my house to go to a meeting at a publishing company, I was tangled up with a man. Wait, is this? Looking closely, Rio's husband? Apparently, he followed Rio's trail and found out where I lived. That's not true! I'm the one who has to deal with Rio ambushing me every day! I took the initiative and told him what was going on. But there was something wrong. He froze as he looked at me. Wait, huh? Are you by any chance the same Kinoshita-sensei who won the National Book Award last year? Yes. When I answered that, Rio's husband, Rhea, stood there with his cheeks flushed. I can't believe it's you! I'm a fan of yours! What? Upon further conversation, contrary to his looks, he was an avid reader and even has read all the award-winning books at the bookstore. A respectable teacher like you would never have an affair. He bowed his head, convinced by himself. I'm sorry my wife has caused you trouble. She told a lot of lies and made you look bad even during our relationship. On top of that, she pressured you to get back together even though you just got married. I can't forgive her anymore. I'm divorcing her. I see. Well, I have emails from Rio requesting reconciliation and security camera footage from her screaming at our front door. Would you like to have that as evidence? Yes, by all means. As a result, Rio was divorced. 2 months later,
I lost everything because of you!
she snapped and yelled at me. But when Rio saw the face of the person who came out of my house, she stood there with a blank stare. The person who came out was her ex-husband, Rhea.
Rhea? What are you doing here? Don't tell me you guys are in on this together to set me up. Was it a trap to make me pay alimony?
Why on earth would I do that? I'm Kinoshita-san's assistant now. You're bothering us, so please leave, or else I'll call the police. Yeah, I don't even know how this happened, but Rhea lives with me now. I used the money from my winnings and royalties to move my parents into a mansion in front of the station. They were getting tired of Rio's behavior, so I gave them an exit. Rhea just rolled in as I got the place to myself. I'm sorry about Rio. Let me make amends. He asked me on his knees, and I decided to hire him as a live-in part-timer for his passionate attitude and enthusiasm for my novels. Now I pay his salary in exchange for help gathering materials, cooking, cleaning, and other chores.
What's up with that? Two of you living together? Ew. Gross.
Rio seemed to have misunderstood our relationship and left in disgust. After that, she never came back again. 2 years later, the third book from my debut was to be dramatized, albeit as a Saturday afternoon one-shot. I suggested Rhea, who at the time was working part-time in my house while modeling and acting, to be the main cast member. Are you sure you want me to play the main role in your work? You're the one who understands my work the best. In fact, this main character is someone I wrote with you in mind. You'll do fine if you play it naturally. Thank you! I'll do my best! With this drama, Rhea gradually gained exposure and was seen more often on TV. He has enough money to live without staying at my place, but I don't mind. For some reason, he still lives in my house. Well, he cooks what I like every day, listens to me complain about work, and is a good advisor, so I don't mind it at all. Oh yeah, and Rio? I heard from a classmate that she got involved with up-and-coming musicians and cartoonists who took all her savings and lives a hard life now. I saw her cries on social media saying things like, "Introduce me to a high-paying job," and "Let me live in someone's house." She could have had a modest, peaceful life with Rhea had she not tried to get back with me. That's karma. Sensei, breakfast is ready! Thanks. Your food is always delicious and a source for my motivation. Makes me happy to know that my meals feed your work. At first, I was a little upset about moving in with him by chance, but I guess it's not so bad. All right, time to get working on my writing.